May I have your attention, please? Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so grateful that you've taken some time out of your day to spend it here with me, and I hope you realize just how welcome you are. Did you hear them? Those three words that every business owner must say every day to be successful. That's right, I've said them already. Please, thank you, and you're welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. My name is Nicole Thompson, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the importance of manners. Manners are so incredibly important. And no, this is not my opinion. That, my friend, is a fact. And I find that more and more these days, less and less people are using manners. Do you find that too? I mean, I was taught that you said please when you wanted something, thank you when you got it, and you're welcome if someone showed appreciation to something you did for them. From the time my kids were old enough to mimic sounds, even though they didn't know how to form the words thank you, we taught them a response that would imply gratitude. So if we'd hand them a toy or a treat, we would say ta-ta. They could handle ta-ta, so we'd hand it to them, ta-ta. They would mimic the response, and then we'd give them the toy or the treat or whatever it was. And then if they gave us something, we would say ta-ta when we were giving it back. So that way they were learning that not only should they be saying it, but that they should be hearing it back as well. Now, over the years, I've seen this dramatic decrease in people having manners. Everyone seems to have this me first attitude. And frankly, I find it really off-putting, don't you? I mean, to me, the more polite and decent a person is, the more I want to do for that person. I want to do more for the person that is being kind and polite than the person who's being rude and demanding and acting all entitled. As a business owner, I deal with a lot of people. I talk to a lot of different people every day. And thankfully, for the most part, most of those people are really pretty nice. And of course, you're going to run into the occasional grumpy Gus. That's true of any business or even anywhere in life. But I found that regardless of what type of person you're dealing with, the more you can throw in the words, please, thank you, and you're welcome into the course of the conversation, 9 times out of 10, even the grumpy ones will come around and soften. And a lot of times by the end of the conversation, they're actually starting to reflect back those manners to you too. So it's almost like you're teaching them to behave better. Now, I suppose that there's some people that were just never taught how to use manners properly. And then there's the people that they probably have something, they're so unhappy that they're with some aspect of their life that they just don't even realize that they're putting out this negative vibe. And those are probably the people that actually need the kindness the most. Now, I'm sure you've probably heard the phrase, you get more flies with honey than you do vinegar. I used to work with this person that no one could get along with. She was cranky and pushy, and she was kind of rude, and she was very demanding, and she wasn't very polite. And to be honest, I didn't like her either. In fact, I ended up having an all-out screaming match with her in the middle of the front office one day because she was pushing my buttons exceptionally hard. And I mean, I'm not proud of it, but it happened. I learned 2 things that day. One, I discovered I am a lover, not a fighter. I hated every second of that fight, and I never wanted that to happen again. And number 2, since we were going to have to continue working together, I needed to find a way that I could work with her without wanting to wring her neck every day. So I decided that from that day forward, I was going to be nice. Genuinely, honestly, be nice. So if she came at me demanding something, I would greet her with a sure thing and a big smile. And I'd have to mean it. You can't be sarcastic because that's just going to put fuel on the fire of somebody who you're already not getting along with. But if you can mean it, then you're going to ease up that situation immensely. Now, if I needed something from her, I would just throw a whole bunch of pleases and thank yous on that puppy. And again, I'd mean it. And the biggest thing that always seemed to work best was I would always smile. You can't fight with someone who's smiling all the time and is just so happy to be there and do something for you. You can't. It doesn't work. So no matter what she came at me with, she was getting treated with kindness. And before I knew it, all of a sudden, her whole tone started to change. And when she'd come to me looking for work that she wanted done, she was starting to ask instead of demand. And it was really noticeable because nobody else in the office had caught on to this little technique of mine with the smile and be nice. Doesn't seem like a hard concept, but none of us had tried it before this. And she was being just as demanding of them as she always had been. But she was being nice to me. And I'll tell you what, I was happy she wasn't barking up my tree anymore. But another thing happened at that point too, and I didn't even realize it was happening until it was done. Before I knew it, we were friends. Like really good, genuine friends. Like exchange Christmas gifts, and still, even though we haven't worked together in almost 12 years, we still talk to each other friends. And I found out from her that the reason she's so demanding is because that's the way she found to best get the things that she wanted out of life. And did it work for her? Well, yeah, to a certain extent, I suppose it did. But she got a heck of a lot more out of me with the manners, and I her. Now, when you're a business owner, or even just in everyday life, it's always a good idea to keep in mind that not everyone is always on the same page. And that sometimes that little bit of kindness that you're giving to them with your manners, your pleases, your thank yous, and your welcomes, may be the only kindness that they're getting or have had in a really long time. And your business can actually see a huge shift if you start to conscientiously make these changes, use these words in everyday speech. And it becomes second nature to use them. I actually feel funny if I don't use my pleases, thank yous, and your welcomes. I feel like I'm being rude. There is a lot of competition in the type of business I have. And I actually end up getting a lot of customers that come back and refer new customers to me because I insist on using those manners and I insist on integrity, even when the customer may not be that nice. So the next time you find yourself in the middle of a conversation where the other person is being, let's say, less than polite, give it a try. The worst that could happen is you become a better person for the cause. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up or a heart. I'd love to know that you were here, so please give me a hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay, or a hashtag live if you watch the live broadcast. I hope you know that you are always welcome back here anytime. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.